Great! Recap episodes. Just what we wanted. Now, immediately from last week, it was the first thing I noticed where I was like, wait a minute, I'm pretty sure none of that was happening in the manga, so I was like, this is either a filler episode or a recap episode, and guess what we got? It was recap. But no, not just a couple of episodes. No, let's recap. I literally everything since episode 28. So we even get a recap of what happened last week as well. Now, I would be a huge fucking hypocrite because I mentioned it with My Hero Academia as well. I cannot stand recap episodes because they are just fucking there, and it honestly feels like a waste of time. Like, and there is new stuff in this. I'd like to point that out as well. It isn't just let's just recast everything from episode 1 to 28. So unless you are literally been like, I cannot remember what's been happening for like 6 months now, let's put this here. Sure, fucking whatever, but it doesn't mean I don't have to fucking shit on it, and I don't have to like it as well. So this week, instead of really we're going to talk about, I guess, some of the little skid bits and all that, but mainly it's going to be talking about where we're expecting the show to be going for the next like week or so, where what's going to be happening, because the same I kind of did that as well with the whole kind of Rebecca episode that we had last week. So it's like, it feels like we are taking a 2-week break for the most part from the main story, because again, I still think 28 really does feel like filler in the own manga as well, and a couple of chapters are like that where Black Clover does that. But yeah, let's just talk about this, because we get to see Asta, you know, doing his shit. He's training, he's like, I'm swinging. Let's bring back those jokes from the early, which they don't bring up anymore in the manga, or at least as well, like the anime. And I was like, oh yeah, that whole sister shit. Oh yeah, that's still terrible. Like, oh, please stop bringing it back. And it's a shame, because there's actually some really good animation being shown in this episode, like especially with Asta like swinging like his shit around. That was like, oh, that actually looks good, and it makes sense because they didn't have to animate much this week. I mean, it was from the perspective of Asta, it was from the perspective of Gordon, which was really creepy, as he had an entire book where it's like, my newest best friend Asta, and he had this really creepy book, and he was like, let's recap everything I've seen him from. Then it's Noelle as well, and Noelle's like, oh, I guess Asta likes me now, and I might like him, and like, oh, like hijinks, like they have jokes, and that's pretty much the entirety of the episode's count. However, like with this, I'd like to also talk about the opening as well, because I talked about I did a live reaction for it, and mentioned a little bit in the episode review, because last week was literally just to talk about that. But hey, this would have been a more made sense episode to talk about, I guess, where it's like last week's episode was meant to add the opening to it, so I felt like this is even less important. It's like, no, just take 2-week break from Black. Well, the problem is, I'd like to say take a 2-week break from it, but Rebecca is kind of involved in the next following stuff, like in the manga. I mean, she's in next week's episode as well, so like, but she's still not highly important compared to other characters in the series. But it's like, that's just how like that episode was. It was like, it just feels like not much, like, honestly went on, and I still think that way. However, though, when we talk about the opening, because one, there was some really cool shit that I got out from the opening, and also fucking huge props. I think I feel so bad for not mentioning remembering your name on there, but there was one dude that was pointing out saying like, I remember when I was doing the live reaction, I was like, holy shit, some of that looks like CGI in there. And it's like, no, he was like, that is the guy. You get to see the whole anime, like of the actual storyboards and everything. It's like, no, that guy did that by hand. And I'm like, well, of like the demon and everything, I'm like, oh my god, that is fucking phenomenal. Like, they had some serious work and some really talented people going into like this opening, and it's like the reception that it's been getting is like, yeah, no, this is the best opening like of Black Clover, just period. And this is the, like, from what I see, I've even seen like a couple of like top anime opening videos as well, where it's like, of this season, and it's like, no, like a lot of people are putting this like top 5, top 3. I'm like, Yeah, no, that's good. And this is a season where a lot of animes have had some really strong openings, and like this one like just takes the fucking cake and eat it a little bit because it has that extra little pinch of just like, we're gonna splash out on this opening by just getting the talent, our most talented people, and just fuck it, do it. So I guess, hey, might as well like mention that as well, because like I said, I'm looking forward to, like, if anything, what next, like, especially I felt like with the next week being the Gao Shark, or I forget what the actual name of it is, but if anything, I look forward to that one because we're going to go through that pretty quickly for the most part, and, like, it's once we get through that, and, like, the little bits that go from the Gao Shark into the next stuff is what I'm looking for. However, though, like, the whole opening consists of just that arc and some snippets, so it depends. Are they going to drag that arc out to the fucking max, or are they going to actually do... But like, as we've mentioned, it's the light novels coming up as well, so they have to be done as well, and it's a little weird that they're still kind of not in the opening. It'd be weird, it's like with that amount of detail on it, that they actually try and change it or add it. Like, there's a lot of things going on there, and it's like, yeah, no, as well, even as well at the... Because I'm not gonna lie here, I skimmed through the episode because it was like, oh, that's recap, that's recap, that's recap, oh, new scene, turn back, go on there. So, yeah, I'm not gonna go through the recap when A, I've read all the manga, like, and I have reread some of my volumes that I've actually got on my shelf there. B, I've watched all those anime episodes, yes, even those ones, those bad ones that came out, and I've seen some of the dub episodes as well, so I don't need to go through the fucking material for the 4th time. I get it. Like Black Clover is that series where it's like, you don't need that much information retold on a series where it's like, it's pretty fucking simplistic, so it's like, I get that shit. I know that shit. It's like, so don't fucking worry. Again, like, Academia shouldn't have fucking had it. I would rather prefer this didn't have any new... I mean, this little new bits in there, I feel like that's the only way like they have to keep people from actually not turning off their TCs. Because if it was me, yeah, just... I don't care if this has got new bits in it. If you want to just see little snippets here and there, then just skip around the episode on Crunchyroll and just do that. You're not gonna get this amazing, like, absolute, like, hilarious skit or anything. You get, like, 1 or 2 cute moments, and that's really it. And a really fucking creepy Gordon scene. But, yeah, no, there's nothing to take out of this episode whatsoever than, hey, if you haven't seen Clover in, like, I don't even know. It's like, if you... Because it's like, I don't know who it's for. Like... At first, my mind was thinking, what if this is for those people that actually didn't want to watch those really bad, like, those really rough first, like, 10 episodes of Clover, oh, even 13, I'd even fucking say it. I say it's rough with some bits of gold here and there, like, throughout all the way until, like, the first mission. It's like, do you want to just go through that? But no, do you actually want to recap everything? I guess, like, maybe it's the people that's like, I don't want to watch this show, but my friends are up to date. Fuck it, I'll watch this episode, and then I'm caught up, I guess. Like, I've never really had that. Like, again, recaps are supposed to be that. They're supposed to, like, remind you of, like, hey, remember this moment? And I felt like, you know what? Recap episodes are fine. The franchises that are like 300 episodes long, or it's a recap episode of the series that's been on hiatus, or it's been away for like 5, maybe 6 years, maybe even 4. Like, fucking Christ. But it's like, if you're like 6 months, or with Black Clover, it's still ongoing. Like, I think people like, at least remember everything, especially the episode from fucking last week. Oh, that made me laugh a little bit saying that shit. I'm like, are we fucking serious? Are we doing this right now? We're actually recapping shit from that episode, and that's her skipping it, and I couldn't help but fucking laugh. yeah, nothing else to really take out of this apart from I haven't seen the dub in a while. I've been seeing little clips there now and then that like Funimation puts out on that. I'm like, you know what? That's a good voice actress. They're like Charlotte. That's a good like for all these people. It's like so if anything, I think for the dub at this point and all that, because if I had the option of that, if they kind of simul dubbed the Black Clover at the same time as like the sub, I would definitely watch the dub over it, because I did get reminded of like, oof, that voice acting. Like, it is, you listen to it though in the new stuff and now the older stuff, I will say that voice actor for Asta has improved, but fucking woof. Like, just Jesus Christ, those early episodes are bad with him. They are just flat out bad. No matter like what, like I know some people are like, I always find him fine. I'm like, no, I never did like him, like from the start. And it's like his dub actor is so much fucking better. Like I'm glad there is an improvement, because like now it's like my ears aren't bleeding. Like, I'm not in pain like anymore with it. But yeah, I guess like, you know what, if you want to watch that episode, then be my guest. But I just want, look, this video is more like, hey, here's some cool little tidbits about it, and overall, this is what you're gonna get out of the episode. It's not more really a review. It's just more of a public service announcement, I guess. I don't even fucking know, really, like overall. But yeah, no, I guess that's a good point to like end the video off there. Let me know what you guys think if you did watch the episode, because I watched probably about, being honest, the new material's probably like 5 minutes, like that. It's like a short episode, like on there, where it's like, hey, here's these cute tidbits on them, I guess. So enjoy, and we'll be back to canon next week with episode 30 of the series, which is weird to fucking say now that we're 30 episodes into Black Clover. But that's all from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys though next time.